morning if you're in that part of the world. Good evening if you're in our part of the world. And this is Black and White Reds of Texas. It's been a crazy week. If you're a United fan, it's been one of those weeks where we went to Paris and had a really good night, and then we had a really dull, boring draw against Chelsea. But that's what it is. A lot of us don't even know how to correctly pronounce the name of our next opponent. It's Leipzig. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I was calling them Leipzig like everybody else. But Ole corrected us today. Now, if you were to ask me at this point in the season, 4 weeks in, sitting 15th in the table with 7 points and second in the table, really fast second in the Champions League, would I be okay with where we're at? I would have said no. But having seen where we are and where we are at now, I am okay with it. Many people are not. I'm okay with where we are because I think we are moving up from here. Welcome to today's podcast. It's going to be a short one. It's on Champions League, and with me is Doug. Doug has had a long day, and so Doug, is there anything you want to say before we jump right into tomorrow's game?
No, I agree with what you were saying. Like I'm all right with where we're at. Like the progress we've shown. I think all the European contenders from the post-Corona break have had a slow start. So it is what it is.
Right. So Leipzig, I'm just gonna call him Leipzig, like I always do. And I should have brought some water with me, but
Right.
I know I should have brought some water with me. But hey, that's the price of the podcast. Yeah, you see, that's why he's a clever one. I'm the muscle, he's the brains. So our next opponents, for those of you who are not in touch with German soccer, Leipzig is a team that has progressed under the new coach, young guy, and they play very aggressive. They play very, very fast. They press really high, and they play to win every single time. They are first in the Bundesliga right now. They have no losses at all, and they're coming into tomorrow with a good momentum. Now we are lucky that their captain is injured, and we are even luckier that their best scorer from last season went to Chelsea and went with lots of goals with him, took his goals with him. So because Werner left Leipzig, they are a little duller though. But am I scared of them? No. I think Ole has a good game plan. I think we have the players, and I think we'll dive right into what we think is going to happen tomorrow. Doug, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
I think Leipzig are one of those teams that I don't know if you've done a little research on them. They're kind of hated in the German community just because of way their team was brought up, but they are a solid team no matter how much they are anti tradition. But what they do right is they do. Whoever said talent evaluator, I would love to have them for United. They can evaluate some talent. They can bring young talent in, and they can grow them. So for that reason alone, they're always a team you should be worried about. Werner left, and he's a good goal scorer, but that doesn't mean they're not going to have somebody to replace him. Kind of like you said, we've talked about, we both have busy lives, family dads, so we don't watch all the soccer that we used to. But Upamecano, guy that we were linked with, it's a great chance to really get a chance to watch somebody that we are linked with and see what he has to offer, especially when it goes against whoever we play is going to be a pretty good attacking talent. But yeah, it's definitely a team we should be worried about because they're going to bring talent no matter what.
Oh yeah, they're gonna bring talent no matter what. I want this to be a real quick, down and dirty podcast, lasting no more than 15 minutes. I'm gonna go into lineups and not really talk about Leipzig too much, but talk about United's lineup. What you think, Doug, is going to be the tactic tomorrow? What do you think Ole is going to say? Hey, this is what we want to do. What kind of formation do you think is going to go with? What do you think the personnel that are going to be in the field? Who do you think they're going to be, and stuff like that? So we'll take like our obligatory 5 seconds of our logo spinning as we gather ourselves together. All right, let's talk tactics. Doug, you got it spot on this weekend when we were playing Chelsea. Doug called it. He said we're gonna come out and play a 4-2-3-1. I think you said, and that's
Yep.
exactly what
Yeah, it was
Ole
a
did. Yeah, he played exactly what you wanted him to play. And I mean, it was a boring game. It was a game we want to put behind us. But you are right. Now, let's see if you can get it 2 for 2. What do you think are the predictions of the lineup moving forward? And then I'll tell you what my prediction is because I already wrote my lineup. I have it right here.
Oh well, I didn't do any homework today. This is off the top of my cuff, but I'm going 3-5-2 again. I think he's gonna roll 3-5-2 in the Champions League.
All right. All right. Okay, 3-5-2. So when you're looking, so let me give you mine since we want this to be fast. I have 3-5-2 as well. So the back three, I have Maguire starting, not Axel, but I have one Bissaka on the right and I have Luke Shaw on the left. Who do you have in that back three?
See, I'm close, but I still think it's gonna be Maguire just because of the captaincy. I think he's gonna hold down the center, but I do think he's gonna go Lindelof on the left and Axel on the right.
Oh, you think Lindelof is going to be on the left and one Bissaka on the right?
Yeah, I think he's gonna go Lindelof on the left. Lindelof's shown so much. He's grown a lot, and Maguire's kind of downslipped a little bit. That I think it's gonna be Lindelof on the left and Axel on the right.
Oh, okay. So you think one Bissaka is out of that, or one Bissaka is playing forward of those two?
No, I think he. I
So
think
if
yeah.
you
No,
play,
I think if you want to move on, I think Wan-Bissaka is going to be the right wing back. I think Tellez is going to be the left wing back because of what he's shown
okay,
offensively.
okay. All right, I see that. I see. I buy that. I buy that. What I have in the middle, yes, I have. Since I already have one Bissaka down here, right? And Pogba, Fernandez, Van de Beek. I think he starts. But yes, I do have Tellers as a left wing back for us. So that's my five, and I haven't arranged them in any order. But I think that's the three midfielders and the four midfielders and the one defender that makes up the five in front of the three for me. So I don't know if your middle is any different because I have Pogba,
Yeah,
Fernandez, Van de Beek,
I
and Maxos.
I think so. I disagree a little bit because I think Pogba may still have a little bit of the injury
And
slow
not
leg bug, and that's why he hasn't been getting the start. So I don't think he's going to start again, but I do think it's going to be Van de Beek getting a chance to start. Kind of like we were talking about the James, the mentality, the trusting. I think he's going to get a start in there. I think it is going to be Bruno, but I also think it's going to be. See, I'm torn between Fred and McTominay because of the work rate. Just going to lean with the player I like better, and I'm going to go with McTominay.
man. So moving forward to the forwards, I mean, the two for me, I'm just gonna go Martial and Rashford. I think I think Cavani still stays on the bench. I think Greenwood comes off the bench as well. I think Martial and Rashford start as the top two if he plays a 3-5-2.
I'm I would tend to agree with you, but for the sake of let's have a good discussion and we can have something after the game, I'm gonna think it's gonna be Rashford and Cavani.
You think
I
Cavani
think
starts?
the class he showed, the flicks, the little things he did, shows that he really is ready to start. Um, I'm not saying that I totally disagree with your selection. I'm just saying
No,
that
no, no. Yeah, but the thing is, if
that
you're gonna start him, who are you gonna put on the bench?
no, I think Martial comes in the game. I'm just saying I think to start the game it may be Cavani just because that's some world class stuff he was doing and the limited chances he got against Chelsea, and I think that it may get rewarded.
Yep, but you know, so So Leipzig have like this one big defender, you know,
other
the
than
Van Dijk,
Upamecano.
the yacht Upamecano, right?
Yeah,
This dude is so strong, he's so athletic that I don't think Cavani keeps up with him for 90 minutes or even for 70
no.
minutes. I
The
think
thing
I
is,
think
I
we put Martial in because Martial is a strong, stout dude to tire him out a little bit, run him up a little bit, bring Cavani in the 60th minute, let him do another 30-minute cameo, and move on from there. That's what I think we do because it's so hard to have a point man single striker when they have such a good defender on there, and this person is just coming back from not playing for a while. We
so
may give him a raw deal.
I mean you're right, but the thing is, one, if we agree all the time, then it doesn't make the show as interesting. But two,
Yeah, I
the
mean, I agree. Hey, we're not supposed to agree.
but the
So I
two
disagree
is
with you
I
agreeing with me.
no, I just think that with the two wing backs, especially with Tellez, what Tellez lacks in that first game against PSG is a real guy that can go up and head a ball. If he had a guy that could head the ball like Cavani can, I mean, then we're looking at maybe a couple more goals in the early stages of the PSG game. He can throw in a cross, and Cavani knows how kind of go, for lack of a football term, kind of, but go high point. And
Okay.
I think that if we want to run a similar style to PSG but make it better, then Cavani for the first 60 minutes and then bring in Martial for the second half might be a better option.
Okay. Well, I think that regardless of who we start up front, we have a big game ahead of us. They'll have to do a lot. I think we have to start fast, we have to be aggressive, and we have to be aggressive the entire 90 minutes. We can't have the kind of game we had with Chelsea where we were aggressive and then we let them have the ball for a little while. I mean, we ended up having a 50-50 kind of possession thing, but we let them have the ball too much. And so I think tomorrow, whoever we see um, has to work hard. That midfield that we'll have, I don't know if Ole has found his go-to midfielders where he pivots off of McTominay and has Fred do all the runaround in front of him, and then uses Pogba as a super sub. I don't know if that's what he wants and brings in Van de Beek late on, but even if he plays that, which will totally knock off the formation that we had, that'll change it to a 4-4-2. Even if he does that, I expect that Fred is a lot more composed tomorrow than he was this weekend. I think his game plan will be, hey, these guys they run a lot. You can't keep up with them running like that. Slow the game down, play the ball, play a few balls back to McTominay, and have him play long balls forward. And if we are playing a single striker, like we did when we won UEFA Europa League in 2017, we were playing almost single striker Ibrahimovic in front, and he was getting passes from everybody. I mean, some passes from Michael Carrick, some passes from Pogba, some passes from deep from Rooney. And so if you decide to play with that single um, traditional striker, it's almost like Ole has to borrow a leaf from Mourinho's book of 2017 on how to play in Europe against the teams that you don't see every single week. So we'll come back, Doug, with again our obligatory 10-second break, and then we'll come up with final thoughts. We didn't want this thing to go out too long, and we'll catch you on the other side of this break.
All right.
Alrighty, Douglas. Final thoughts tonight. Final thoughts tonight on tomorrow's game. What do you think happens? Predictions. Give me your predictions.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think this team's going to be fast, and they're going to it's going to be similar to PSG, but I don't think it has quite the same level of talent. So I think if we can replicate the energy and the just the composure that we had against PSG, I think worst case scenario is a draw if we can replicate that.
Yeah, so a draw, 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw. What are your predictions? Give me a
Yeah, I mean,
score.
I think there's a goal in it for sure. I mean, there's the chance there for at least a goal. I think it's going to be kind of similar to PSG game. I think the energy that Leipzig's going to bring is going to be there. So we just have to match it, and then we have to play smart. And if we can hit them, maintain possession like we did, I think it's going to be a real similar kind of feel to PSG. I just don't think Leipzig has the same level of talent as PSG or that we have. And I feel like if the guys show up and expect that kind of game and kind of take it to them, then I think it's could end up with a win, which would almost guarantee us to the group stage.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at 2-0. And the reason I'm putting it at 2-0 is this it's a group stages, so we don't really care about away goals right now. So we are not gonna play really traditional, home and away knockout stage type of game where we sit back a little bit. I think we're gonna go for it. And I think because they have a lot of talent missing, they're not gonna score. So I'm looking at 2-0 tomorrow. That's what I'm looking at. We go out, we score two goals, probably early goals, and then we settle down and wait for Arsenal in the weekend. Doug, who do you think scores first? First scorer. If we have two goals, who are you predicting will put us ahead?
I think it's gonna be Rashford.
Rashford? And I gotta change my answer. All right, I'm gonna say Martial then.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna say Martial. I'm gonna say he's coming back, pissed at being given a needless red card. He's coming back wanting to prove that even though we have another world-class striker, he's still the guy. And so I think tomorrow he will do his quick feet across and between the defenders and either get a PK or score himself. But I think he gives us our first goal. All right, man of the match. Who do you think is man of the match tomorrow, Doug?
Man, I really think it's gonna be one of the defenders. I just have a feeling it's if Lindelof starts on that left of a three back, I think it's gonna be him. I think he's gonna work hard, and I think it's gonna end up being Lindelof if he plays in that left hand side of a three back.
Man, no, I don't think so. I'm gonna go with Pogba. I'm gonna go with Pogba. I'm gonna
I think
go
so.
Pogba man of the match. If they start him, I'm gonna go Pogba man of the match. And so, Doug, if you let me, I'll come back here after another silly 10-second break and close it out with something I think we all need to address as United players. I mean, United fans. So, my graphics are horrible. You can't see his face, but you can tell this is Paul Pogba. So, over the last week or so, we know what he's going through. The Sun decided to write false stories about Pogba quitting the French national team because the French president said some hateful things. For the record, it's all false. Pogba didn't do it. He didn't say he was quitting the national team. He didn't even address that. What he did, though, was he came out and addressed the article that was in the Sun, which is a trashy newspaper, anyways. And between them writing, having nothing to write about because of COVID, they pick any story that comes about. But I'm not a journalist, but I think that journalists should be held to a higher standard, and especially when they're dealing with aspects of religion or race or hate or terrorism or things like that. They need to be held to a higher standard. They need to verify their sources, and they need to be cognizant of the fact that they can stoke flames and start fires where there are no fires. So for this week, I just want us as United fans to stick close with Pogba, to have his back to make sure that we talk about um, uh, fighting against hate, fighting against disinformation and misinformation. That's my rant for today. That's my good night sign off. Doug, if you have any sign off for the fans, that's all I got today.
No, I think the best thing from listening, and I know you do too, listen to podcasts from actual local Manchester guys, is the Sun is just a garbage tabloid. And so
Absolutely.
if you see anything in that is written by them, you might as well wipe your butt with it because that's about all it's worth.
Absolutely. All right. So, man, guys, let's meet up tomorrow post game or pre-game. We are not gonna have a show tomorrow, but we'll talk about the game tomorrow definitely on our next show, which will be pre the Saturday game. So if you haven't liked us, go on Facebook, like us on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you follow us on Instagram, let's build this thing, let's grow it, and let's just talk about United. Like I said, man, it's just two Texans who love United, and we are everyday people. Doug is, as you can see, was busy all day. I was as well. This is a fake screen behind me. I'm actually sitting in my guest bedroom right now with a green screen. And so, yeah, let's just do this, man. Let's just talk United, and let's love the team. Let's support them, and go United.